Hello dear students, very good morning. How are you doing? How are you doing? Are you enjoying all the classes? Not only in our subject, in all the subjects? Okay, you must have come with happiness after celebrating the Diwali. Am I right? Okay. We have completed two simple numerical problems in the last class. Am I right? Okay. Just it is here. We have completed two numerical problems. Right. Up to here we have completed. Now third numerical problem is entirely based on solving the numerical problem using tabular column. Right. So far you have not seen the tabular column. I have not explained because parallelly and simultaneously along with the numerical problem, we will understand the table how to do it. Very simple, very simple. Rather doing calculation in pages together, it is better and always it is convenient. And in exam, if it is held, you have to solve the numerical problem using tabular column only. Please remember, don't forget it. Even though you do any number of calculations on pages, that is to be entered in the tabular column, and you have to show the sketch or profile of the water surface in that particular zone wherein it is occurring. Okay? Let us read the numerical problem first. What is the problem given? A rectangular channel of 15 meter wide carries water with normal depth of 3.2 meter. The bed slope of the channel is 1 in 3600. If water level is to be raised to 4.8 meter above the channel, and by constructing a VR, determine how far upstream or downstream the depth of flow will be 10% of the normal depth. 10% of the normal depth when weir is constructed. Use step method. Step method means direct step method. Direct. That need not have to be given, that word. Direct. So direct method you have to solve. Okay? And take only 2 steps. Only 2 steps. So any number of steps may be given, but if students can able to solve for 1 step or 2 steps, it is as good as solving for any number of steps. Only physical exertion will be there. No mental exertion. Because same thing you have to recalculate for different depths. That theoretical concept you have understood very clearly in the last class itself. Okay? Take Manning's coefficient, that is rugosity coefficient, small n or capital N, is equal to 0.016. This is the numerical problem. Now, we shall write down all these with symbols. Small b, that is width, is equal to 15 meter. Normal depth, yn is equal to 3.2 meter. Slope of the bed, that is S0 is equal to 1 in 3600. Small n is equal to 0.016. Depth of water in the channel y is equal to 4.8 meter. Step 1, what we have to do? Compute the area of flow A, wetted perimeter P, hydraulic radius R at the section where depth is known. Also compute yn if not known and define the type of the profile. How to do it? We will see. Capital A is equal to B into yn. That means 48 meters squared. R is equal to A by P, where P is equal to B plus 2yn. That is equal to 21.4 meter. Therefore, R is equal to A upon P. That becomes 2.24 meter. Now, for profile identification, you should know Y, Yn and Yc. How Yc will be calculated? Yc is equal to small q squared upon g whole to the power of 1 by 3. We know this formula. Calculate Yc now. So YC is equal to, so YC, in order to calculate YC, you should know capital Q. If we know capital Q, small q is nothing but Q divided by B. That is nothing but known as discharge per unit width, small q. In order to calculate small q, you have to use Chedji's equation or Manning's equation. Okay. Here Chedji's equation is useless. You have to go for Manning's equation. Manning's equation is written here, but it is written in the title Chedji's. So it is not Chedji's, it should be Manning's equation. Okay, that small change you can make while listening to this video watch show. Okay, that's why if you know the concept, if you know the formula, even though it is printed mistake, you can overcome the difficulty. Q is equal to capital A multiplied by 1 over n S naught whole to the power of half r to the power of 2 by 3. That is equal to area we have calculated as 48, 1 upon n, that is 0.016. We have a bed slope 1 upon 3600, therefore it should be 1 upon 3600 whole to the power of half. R is equal to, just now we have calculated in the previous PPT, 2.24 whole to the power of 2 by 3. Therefore capital Q is equal to 85.56 meter cube per second. Now Q is equal to Q by B. Capital Q divided by B, I have written and shown here. Already it is printed here. Is equal to 5.704 meter cube per second per meter. Okay. If you divide this by B, what is B? 15 meter. So 85.56 divided by 15 will give you 5.704 meter cube per second per meter. Hence, YC is equal to small q divided by G. Substitute the value, you will get 1.49 meter. Now you compare all the values. Okay? Y we know, Yn we know, YC just now we have calculated. From this we can observe that figure also is written here. Yn is found to be greater than Yc, therefore slope must be mild slope. Is it not? How we have identified? Could you get me? Yes, sir. Yes. Y is also greater than Yn is also greater than Yc, therefore this must be M1 profile. Is it clear? Since Yn is greater than Yc, slope is mild slope. Since Y is greater than Yn and also greater than Yc, the profile should be in the first zone. That is nothing but M1 profile. Is it okay, man? Okay, next. Solution now. As profile is M1, within 10% of Yn as per the given data will be on upstream side of the given section. Here, starting depth is 5 meter. Because that is given 5 meter. Am I right? Am I right? Where it is 5 meter? Okay, it is taken as 5 meter. Initial starting depth is 5 meter. Required depth at the end is equal to 10% means 1 plus 10% of that 0.1. 10% of 1 means 0.1. Therefore, 1.1 times Yn. That is equal to 1.1 multiplied by 3.2. That is 3.52 meter. For 2 steps, intermediate step can be calculated as 4.52 plus 4.8. This should be whole divided by 2. That is equal to 4.16 meter. Work out calculations at 4.8 meter, 4.16 meter and 3.52 meter. Means here this 5 meter should have been 4.8 meter. It is not 5. It is 4.8 meter. Okay. 4.8 meter. So 4.8 meter 1, then 4.16 and 3.52. These are the 3. 2 steps means 3 depths. 3 steps means 4 depths should be visible in the tabular column. We will see the tabular column. What is the step 2? Please remember, compute specific energy and slope of energy line SF. For computing delta E, we have to calculate E1 and E2. Here E2 minus E1 hona chahiye, right? This is E2 minus E1. Okay? This is E1. This is E2. And SF is equal to SF1 plus SF2 upon 2. Average SF. So SF formula is there. Everything we will calculate in the tabular column. Dekho. This is the tabular column. Step 6. Now compute dx using dx is equal to length of curve between 2 sections. Immediate 2 sections. Suppose if I write, roughly I will write here and show. Suppose this is the channel section, right? And if I take section 1, 1, section 2, 2, section 3, 3, section 4, 4, section 5, 5, etc. But we have to do only 2 steps, mean 3 depths. 1, 2, 3. Means between section 1, 1 and section 2, 2, let us take dx. Since it is section 1, 1 and 2, 2 between, let us put dx1, then dx2, then lastly dx3. So dx3 will be between section 3, 3 and 4, 4. So it depends. Okay? Let me rub everything. Now dx is equal to delta E divided by S0 minus SF bar. SF or SF bar is nothing but average value. Now tabular column is like this. First of all, you have to calculate. Let me zoom this. Now depth, we know 4.8, first one, second one 4.16, third one 3.52. In the previous slide we have seen 4.8. I will take another color pen. 4.8, 4.16, 3.52. The same thing is being taken. Is taken here. Let me zoom it again. No problem. Let me zoom it. Okay? Now depth हो गया 4.8, 4.16, 3.52. Then you have to calculate area. Area is equal to B into Y. What is B? 15. 15 into 4.8, 72. 62.4, 52.8. You can calculate and put it using calculator. Even you need not have to write on paper in exam. But while studying at home, please calculate on paper one by one. Formula लिख के A is equal to B into Y. Then P is equal to B plus 2Y. So likewise you write the formula like the parameter and calculate and then enter it into the tabular column for 1 or 2, 3 problems first initially. When you practice everything, by the time you reach exam, even you need not have to calculate on paper except the basic things. The rest of the thing directly calculate in calculator and directly enter. Sorry, I am getting some क्या बोलते हैं इचकी आ रहा है. Okay? Now perimeter is equal to B plus 2y. You can calculate. Perimeter is the parameter. Rectangle. So P is equal to B plus 2y. B is known 15. Y is 4.8 multiplied by 2 means 9.6. 15 plus 9 is 24.6. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? Yes, sir. Okay, similarly, this is 23.32. This is 22.04. Now next, hydraulic mean depth. R is equal to A by P. Area is known, P is known. This divided by this, you will get 2.026, 2.675, 2.396. Similarly, now Y is equal to Q by A. V is equal to Q by A. Velocity V is equal to Q by A. Q is known, just now we have calculated in the previous PPTs. Area is calculated here. One by the other will get you, we will get 1.188 velocity meters per second, 1.37 meters per second, 1.62 meters per second. Okay? It is keep on increasing. This is keep on decreasing. So if one parameter you will see decreasing, another one has to increase depending upon the formula which we use. Now you calculate v squared by 2g, that is velocity head. Why it is to be calculated? Since it is given in the book or since it is being told by the teacher you have to do? No, sir. What you should say answer for that? Since we are required to calculate to find the length of the water profile curve which is occurring in that particular profile, whether zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, accordingly M1, M2, M3, etc. We are required to calculate dx is equal to delta E divided by S0 minus SF, sir. Delta E is nothing but E2 minus E1, means specific energy at the section 2 minus specific energy at section 1, where specific energy is nothing but Y plus V squared by 2G. Y is potential energy, V squared by 2G is kinetic energy or potential head and kinetic head. Therefore, we are required to calculate V squared by 2G. Have you understood the concept? This is important. During lectures, if you understand very clearly the basic concept, you will never go wrong and you will never speak afterwards without any concepts. Okay? Just to do something, don't do. Please understand first. If you find difficulty, you ask the teachers, irrespective of the subject. In environmental engineering, according to that subject, you ask the question. If you find difficulty, of course. So, without understanding the basic concept, don't proceed to calculate the numerical values. Okay? Yes. Yes, sir. Next, after calculating V squared by 2G, you have to calculate E. In the title heading, it is given E. It means that when you are calculating for these two together, E1. For these two, E2. So, in the same way, it is being calculated here. First E1, E2, E1, E2, E3 we will calculate. Then SF1, SF2, SF3 we will calculate. Then delta E is nothing but difference of these two. And SF is difference of these two as per the formula. Then difference of these two and difference of these two. That's why it is written in between. Is it clear why it is written? It is not written just because that it is written in books, textbooks, printed books, or since teacher is saying forcibly you are not doing. To understand systematically, this is being written in between these two values. This is being written in between these two. Therefore, it is very clear now. We have to consider these two values. We have to consider these two values to get the further subsequent depths. Subsequent values in the different columns. Okay. You calculate E1, E2, E3. You will get, substitute the values. Similarly, substitute the values, you will get. Now, delta E is equal to this minus this. You can write the answer. This minus this. You can write this answer. Similarly, SF bar, that is average. Average is nothing but SF1 plus SF2 divided by 2. SF1 plus SF2 by 2. For the next one, what you have to take? SF2 plus SF3 divided by 2. Okay, don't forget it. Everything cannot be written in the observation table. It becomes very clumsy and confusion. SF1 plus SF2. For the first one, when you take second step, it must be SF2, SF3. For third step, SF3 plus SF4 divided by 2, if at all it is there. So since here it is asked only for 2 steps, why we should do for the third step? Am I right? Okay. Then we know that S0 minus SF bar, that is average value. Either you can take SF or SF bar. In some books it is taken as SF bar, that is nothing but average value, that's all. In order to understand average value of SF1, SF2, we are taking SF bar. Then last but one step, dx is equal to, or small length of the water surface is equal to delta E divided by S0 minus SF. After you calculate individual dx1, dx2, dx3, sum up them, you will get total length in meter. Okay? Could you get it? Now, solution, whatever it is there in the tabular column, last column and first column, we are showing it. What we are showing? We know it is M1 profile, that's why it is taken in the first zone. This is first zone. NDL, CDL, everything is written. What is the value of NDL? Accordingly, it is noted down. What is the value of CDL? Height, that is YC, we have noted down. What is the value of Y? Y are 3 different values, 4.8 meter, 3.52 meter and 3.2 meter. Okay? Now each and every value is incorporated in these 3 zones to get a profile of this. This is the M1 profile. Okay? That's all the solution. Similarly, this problem, why I should unnecessarily waste my energy and the time of both of us? You have to practice. I will put it on Google platform, forum. Solve the numerical problem, question number 4 in the video watch show. You have to write this problem and then you have to write the solution by specifically writing the data in terms of symbols. You have to write full numerical problem. Sir, this is printed already, why I should write? Don't say like that, please. As many number of times you start writing the numerical problem, and then before actual solution, if you write all those parameters with symbols, it will help you a lot. Time being, you may feel unnecessarily additional work. It is not the additional work. It helps you a lot. How? I don't know. Why? I do not wish to say. Right? You yourself will experience on your own. I have been saying since beginning, even till end and henceforth also I will say that any student, whenever you are studying that subject for the first time, you should practice by writing everything top to bottom. Okay? These instructions are important now, not solving. Everything is solved. I have already told everything, right? So in the similar way, you have to solve and you have to sketch the profile and you have to enter. And you have to enter in the table as we did before. Here also 2 steps पूछा है, इसलिए 2 आता है, right? 3 rows and answer will be in 2 only. See here, only 2. Okay? So this is the sketch of the profile. This also MN profile happened to be. Okay? Fifth problem is M2. Why? Because Yn is greater than Yc, slope is mild slope. But Yn is greater than Y, greater than Yc, M2 profile. Could you get it? Could you get me? If Y is greater than Yn and greater than Yc, M1 profile, as we did before. Since here Yn is greater than Y, but Y is also greater than yc, but yn is greater than both y and yc. That's why M2 profile. If y is greater than yn greater than yc, then M1 profile. Okay, here what is happening? Yn is greater than y is greater than yc, means y will come in between zone 1 and zone 2, therefore M2 profile. Okay, this is the additional thing I would like to explain to you in the classroom. You have to practice at home. Even if I do 10 numerical problems, if you are not understanding the concept where the changes you are required to incorporate, no use at all, dear students. Please practice at home. It is not the wastage of time. It is the proper utilization of the time to understand the concept in order to solve the numerical problems. Even if some parameters are given here and there, directly or indirectly by making use of the equations which you have learnt, you will be in a position to solve it on your own. For that, practice is a must. The solved one itself you start doing twice, thrice, automatically your mind will become very fresh to understand henceforth. If another third one or fourth one will be the entirely new, still you can able to anticipate and answer yourself. Okay, so likewise 6 numerical problems are solved here. Okay, thank you for watching. So thereby we have completed both 6a and b. What are both 6a and b? What are both 6a and b?